Hi everyone, I hope you're all doing good. As you see in the title, today is gonna be a little bit of a different video. So it's gonna be my worst stories from the psych ward. So first, what was the hospitalization like? So first I was 13 turning 14 during my hospitalization. So I actually turned 14 in the psych ward, so that was fun. When you get there, you have 1 week where you have no contact with the outside world. So you can't contact your family, your friends, nothing. They take your phones and they search what you brought from home and everything, like your clothes, they basically search everything to make sure that there's no electronics or dangerous objects. If I'm looking down, that's because I have my notes right here, so sorry if that bothers you. I actually made notes for this video. I'm not just freehanding it, so that's fun. The space there is very limited. Well, the places there are very limited in a way of there's 7 rooms, so 7 kids maximum. So we weren't a lot, mostly because it was a semi-private hospital where I went from the public hospital and they transferred me there because they needed specialized care for my case. I was just suicidal and depressive, but you know, they were like, ooh, the public hospital was like, ooh, you're too complicated, we're gonna send you there. So yeah, every day they were giving us our meds, and we had manual activities such as sport, pottery, drawing, cooking, stuff like that. So overall it was fun because we're just like, I don't know, making cool stuff in pottery or drawing. But I have some pretty fucked up stories. The private hospital where I was also kind of a school, so we had interns coming and going. So yeah, that was fun. Always the caretaker's crew always changing. When you need stability is really fun. No, it's not. But yeah, so it also changes during the day and the night, of course, because not everyone's gonna, like, not one person is gonna do like a whole 24 hours there, which is normal, but still changes, and the most important thing, kids there have issues, like they have problems. They're here because of a reason, usually because they want to end their lives. So that's gonna like put more weight on my stories, so keep that in mind, in a way of like, yeah, people there are here because they need your help, and yet you do that. Like, anyways, okay, on to the first story. So first story, I had something called bedroom time when I got there, which was basically like they lock you up in your room for you to reflect on yourself and everything, which is, first of all, the worst idea ever. You're gonna leave me all alone with my thought and like nothing to do. How is it supposed to help? Anyways, so, and the first story is that my first or second week, I think it was my first week, they forgot to unlock the door after it was done. So the thing was like, I think 45 minutes. The bedroom time was supposed to be 45 minutes. After 45 minutes, they basically went into my room, looked in my room. So we had a little like window on the doors, so they could make sure we weren't fucking around or something. So they looked. They saw me laying down on my bed. I was reading. They thought I was sleeping, so they just said, "Oh well, we're not gonna unlock her door. Like it's not useful to unlock her door when she's sleeping or something." Mind you, it was very early in my stay, so I wasn't aware that we had a little button in our room to call to call the caretakers. So I was just locked there with no one to call or like let me out. The door to the nurse's office was closed because basically they had every day a time where they needed to like talk about the patients and everything for like an hour or so. So the door was closed. The other patients were in the living room watching TV. So I screamed that I was awake. I screamed for someone to let me out or to notice me, and nothing. I screamed, I banged on the door. I was freaking out, notably because I was locked up, and I was basically having like a panic attack, being like, they forgot me, I'm gonna stay here forever, like they're gonna let me rot there and everything. And after that, since sorry, by the way, sorry for my messy hair. I just woke up and decided to do this video. So, yeah. I was originally gonna do my makeup while doing it, but I got bored. Well, I didn't get bored, but I don't think I'll be able to concentrate enough to do my makeup and tell the stories. So you're just gonna have to leave, like, to see me like this. My bad, gang. So yeah. After that, since I hurt myself during my panic attack while being locked up, they decided to put me in a white room. So what is a white room? White room is basically, also I'm just translating the French words to English words, so maybe it doesn't really make sense, but like, yeah. What is a white room? It's basically when they take all your stuff, put it in your closet, and lock the closet up. So no access to nothing during, like, when you're in your room. So yeah. Second story. So, during an evening, it was the middle of summer, and I was wearing a tank top and some joggings. And the caretakers told me to cover up because they could see my shoulders. I'm just gonna let that sink in. So we were all flabbergasted because I was in the living room, and my friends well, the other patients were also there, and we're all like, what, why, like, why? And they basically told us, oh, it's like not safe and everything, like you should cover up and everything. And we were like, aren't we safe here? Like, this whole place is supposed to be safe. Like, am I not safe here? And also, it's the middle of summer. Like, it's hot. It was hot. Then they changed their strategy, and they were like, oh no, we're preparing you for the outside world. Basically Mother Gothel, like Mother Gotheling this shit, being like, we're preparing you for the outside world, because there you need to cover up, or you'll end up like hurt, or you'll end up like essayed, or something like that. Which was crazy, because like they were basically just being like spewing the whole narrative of like, it's what you wear that makes you makes you getting essayed or something like that. And we were all understandably really confused and really angry, because we were like, well, that's not fair. Why should I cover up and everything? At the end, I did change, but it was really awkward since I was in the white room. I didn't they had to escort me to my closet for me to get some clothes to change and everything. So the walk was very awkward, because I was just like, yes, of course, yes. And yeah, then I was like having a panic attack, because of course that's what you do. And also, when we had our panic attacks, they basically didn't care. Like, usually it was in our room, which is, oh, it's fine to intervene, and well, for me at least, it's fine to intervene in the middle of the night, like walk into our room and just put a flashlight on our face to make sure we're sleeping. But when we're having a panic attacks, like, they just don't do shit. Like, okay, anyways. Also, white room, it's not like in the movies, because when you hear white room, you most likely are like, oh, they put you in this padded like white room that you see in the movies, but it's not like that. So that was kind of disappointing. Though they do shoot you, well, not shoot you, but basically if you're acting up, they'll get you. It didn't happen to me, but I know it happened to some other patients. So they tackle you if you're not cooperating. They tackle you, and they basically vaccinate you, like, not vaccinate, but shoot you with calming substances. So yeah, in the butt, by the way, because that's the easiest place to get. So yeah, that's my 2 stories from the psych ward, and I have some more, especially for like patients and like the overall environment. But I was just like, oh, those are my 2 biggest stories. Well, biggest stories. So that happened to me personally. So why not share them? So in conclusion, the psych ward was really toxic and crazy. I only talked about the caretakers, but let me know if you want stories about the patients or other things. And yeah, thank you for listening, and thank you. And if you liked it, then, or if you found it interesting, go ahead and, like, I don't know, like the video or subscribe. I don't know, like, you do you. I'm mostly doing those videos for myself, to have document kind of my life for my future self, and also because I tend to forget stuff. So I'll have like video proof of me, of my life at that moment. So yeah, and hope you liked it. Take care, everyone, and bye bye.